And clap to the massive brothers and sisters. We are finally back, brothers and sisters, for another one. Another reaction, the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up all yourself for definitely tuning into another vibrations. And of course, guys, this is the only one I'll be dropping on this YouTube platform. I actually had some vibrations I was gonna drop on BrBpTV, but most likely I will drop that tomorrow, brothers and sisters. Look out for that tomorrow, God spare, in that vibrations. But of course, guys, we're going to be talking about some stuff, and I think it's very interesting since it's Happy International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day, or Happy Women's Day to the women out there. And of course, thanks to all the men that made it possible for it to have Women's International Day, so that modern women in this day and age can tell men that they do not need them. It's interesting, brothers and sisters, how the world is so crazy right now. But of course, Happy International Women's Day. I have to see this out there right there. Now, brothers and sisters, don't forget to do something for me. Hit that like button. I would appreciate that right there, guys. Click the like button. And of course, subscribe for more vibrations as they tend to come. But brothers and sisters, talking about International Day, we have this specific woman. And this is the vibrations right here, brothers and sisters. On Emo News, this woman has decided that she wants some sort of help to get some sort of, a partner, brothers and sisters. She wants to get a husband. And of course, Emo seemed to be the person that they sent this for. A number of you persons sent this for me, so I say, hey, let me just do a reaction on this. Since today is International Women's Day, or Women's Day, whatever it is, brothers and sisters, you know it is. Anyways, she has written to Emo, and she indicated, saying, hi, Emo. Hi, Emo, indeed. I need your help to find a boyfriend. She needs a boyfriend. According to that girl from that show, I forget the name. Anyway, she needs a boyfriend, a man, a bite eye. Yes, my person. A beat eye. Okay, whatever that is, brothers and sisters. Hopefully she not biting nobody's eyes, okay? But she needs her person, brothers and sisters. And she doesn't know how dating happens in the nature of the Caribbean, Dominica. But she personally don't have time or the time to be talking to 5 people only to find out none of them have the qualities, etc., that she's apparently looking for before having to find another 5 people to talk to. Well, I think that's how life is, brothers and sisters. It's saying you go out there and just put yourself, with all kind of people. Pretty much have to weigh the balance and what have you. Meet people and then find out if they're good for you. Quality-wise, brothers and sisters. Principle-wise. Not on the basis, that person has plenty of money and thing. But let's see if that is her requirement right there. She is saying that she's a 23-year-old woman. I have a good job, which of course is a good thing, and a small business. So she has a good job and a small business. Women who tend to have these things, especially in the modern times, they say, I don't need a man, I'm making my own money. I don't need a man. But this one is 23, which of course is, what they call that? Her peak years, brothers and sisters. She's living her peak years and she's looking for a beat eye, whatever that is, brothers and sisters. Anyways, she has her own job, she has her own business, and of course, that sustains her. So I don't need a man, of course. I don't need a man to maintain. All right then. She doesn't need a man to maintain her. The question I would have asked this woman, okay, if you don't need a man to maintain you, what exactly do you need a man for? Because I've asked a number of persons, especially when women try to get into relationships, if you and ask them why. They usually don't know the answer to that question. They just figured, hey, something that they see on TV and they want to get in relationship because it looks nice on TV. Romance, brothers and sisters. So some girls don't even know why they are in a relation. Anyways, let's continue right there, brothers and sisters. I am very independent. So she's a Miss Independent, really? So you'd never find me asking, but that don't mean I don't want you to surprise me or offer sometimes. Well, she's saying offer sometimes, so I guess that makes sense. All right, that makes sense. Sometimes women believe, I'm making my own job. I have my job, I have my business, I'm making money. And unfortunately, they want the man to just pay for everything. That's, just everything, just pay for it, I'm making my money for me and you make your money for us. That's how it is, apparently, in this day and age. They understand the principle of tradition, why it was happening back then and why it is now. And, but they just like that vibe. But this girl seems to be a bit different, so I'm still on her side right there. She's independent, she doesn't need a man to maintain her, she can maintain herself. But apparently she wants somebody to at least do from time to time, offer, maybe let's go out and have a little restaurant, a little pizza, sometimes some Burger King. Something of that sort, brothers and sisters. And of course, where was I? Surprise me, okay, yes. But of course, she has her list. So she says, here's a list of what I'm looking for. It seems, it might seem like a lot. Well, it looks like a lot so far, but it's really just being specific. All right? If you don't fit into this, that's okay. It simply means you're for someone else. So you must have these criteria, which is kind of mind-boggling to me, brothers and sisters, which is kind of insane. You must have these criteria or she is not interested at all. Of course, the first one is a Christian, which is, of course, is a wonderful thing. Of course, not lukewarm, but a man seriously after God's heart. I guess she's looking for King David. So she's looking for David right there, a man after God's own heart, which, of course, is a good thing right there. I guess she's a Christian woman. Hopefully, she's a Christian woman, not saying, boy, I do all kind of thing, and you know. Anyways, let's leave it alone. Anyway, so a Christian, which is, of course, a good thing, has to be employed in a good job or has a business that works for him. That's interesting right there. So you must be employed. Not about that lazy life where you think you can just be sitting at home and just, you know, being on YouTube and stuff. Because when you say employed, I know I'm not employed. But, you know, I live outside the system, so that's a bit of a different story right there. Has a business, well, yeah, that is me. So, or has a business. So I'm still qualified. Hallelujah. She said, or has a business that works for him. All right, then. All right. Can have a child. Okay. She doesn't mind if you have a child. Not 2, not 3. You're not a harlot. All right, brothers and sisters. Well, brothers out there, stop your dirty ways. If you have 2 or more, it seems like you're not in that criteria, but you can have 1. Gender doesn't matter. I guess the gender of the little one doesn't matter. So you can have 1, brothers and sisters. That's a criteria. Has to have self-control. Self-control how? So if you're making him vex, you just have to have self-control and whatnot. Is that the case? Because she say has to have self-control, which of course is a good thing. I think men need to have self-control, and especially when it comes to dealing with women sometimes. Because I always ask our brothers and sisters, when there's violence in the place, like there's domestic violence and whatnot, the society always tends to look at the man. You know, look at the man. Why did he do that to her? But never asking the question, what did she do for you to do that to her? But self-control is key, and I think it should go on both sides right there. Maybe she has self-control and looks for somebody who has self-control as well. Or maybe she needs somebody that has self-control because she herself is just out of control and needs somebody with self-control to help her control herself. Maybe that is the case right there. Anyways, moving along, brothers and sisters, has to own a vehicle. I remember Triple K MC, Triple K or Tazi. She want man with ride or something of that sort. And if you don't have your ride, she will go and check the partner with the ride, and the partner with the ride will bring her back for you next day or some kind of thing. Has to have his own vehicle, brothers and sisters. I'm not being materialistic, but I prefer a man with a vehicle because while I will not have him as an errand boy or a taxi guy, sometimes I want to be with my person and enjoy just being a passenger princess. Well, why don't you have the vehicle? Why don't you have the vehicle? Because, you know, certain things can be, you know, happen and fellas don't have vehicles or whatnot. If he has a bike, would you be on that legitimacy right there? All right, brothers and sisters. Anyways, you have to own your vehicle, that she's saying. I guess she doesn't have her own vehicle because she's talking about I will not have him as an errand boy or a taxi guy. Sometimes I want to be with my person and enjoy just being a passenger princess. Well, if you have your own vehicle, ma'am, you know, you can be a passenger princess. Just make sure that he has a driver's license. That would be cool. Right there, I think you should say, yeah, have a driver's license. Right there. So if you have your vehicle, you can just drive it from time to time, you know. But it's always good for a man to have his own vehicle. It's always good for a man to have his own ride, you know. So even if it's bicycle, you know, he can pay a visit. He can bicycle from Roseau to Teplat, brothers and sisters, wherever that is. And of course, come and see you right there. You don't have to take bus. Even in the middle of the night, he can bicycle home. He can bicycle from Grand Bay to Roseau. He can do that, brothers and sisters. But of course, like I said before, it is always good for a man to work towards himself and at least have a vehicle or something, man. It's not that difficult to get a vehicle. I even saw a vehicle for $5,000, I think it is. You might have to do work on it, but you can always organize yourself right there. But the fact that she's talking about errand boy and taxi guy, that means that boy will have to be doing some errands and taxi with her. So that's another thing. Anyways, has to be tall, or at least 3 feet taller. More die. 3 feet taller. Whoa! 3 feet tall. I think let me see. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so there's a correction right there, brothers and sisters. Not 3 feet, it's 3 inches. At least 3 inches taller than her, brothers and sisters. So she's 5'4", so 5'7" and upwards, brothers and sisters, makes the criteria. So if you're 5'4", you're not in it. If you're 5'5", well, you're not in it. 5'6", Miss Hammy, you're close, but you're not there. So you have to be 5'7" and up, brothers and sisters. Has to be tall, or at least, minimum requirement is 5'7", brothers and sisters, because she's 5'4". She's still a dwarf, She's still a dwarf. Right. Anyways, preferably slim, brothers and sisters. Could have flesh, but I definitely don't want anyone that's fat, since I'm already. What? Let me read that again. Preferably slim. You want somebody who's preferably slim, but then you're saying you don't want anybody that's fat, since I'm already chubby. You mean you're fat too? Why didn't say that's chubby? You don't want anybody that's chubby, since I'm already fat. Why didn't you say it that way? Or you trying to soften the blow on yourself? Now the question is, nothing wrong with having preference. And there are some people out there, I don't get it, but they want fat women. I don't get it. But of course, everybody has their likes and stuff. So maybe there'll be somebody in there. But I figured if you want somebody that's slim, I mean, the chances for you getting somebody slim, if your body weight being less, will be more, because majority of people in this world, they don't want chubby fat women. I think it'll be better if you slim down a little bit, or something of that sort. Go to the gym from time to time. You don't want anybody fat. Nothing wrong with that. But don't be mad if a guy sees you and he's like, he meets all the criteria, and then he's like, oh, you're fat, and he doesn't want you. Then he's pretty much putting the same thing that you don't want on you, because you don't want fat man, and that guy that probably meets all the criteria there doesn't want a fat woman. So I think your chances will be better if you slim down a little. Just slim down to make sure that you're not chubby. Maybe thick. Maybe if you come thick, not chubby, but thick, brothers and sisters. And I've heard that fat girls calling themselves thick. No, that's obesity right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, moving along. Has to have interest in working out once in a while. I'm guessing that's what you do. You work out once in a while as well. Or you just want men that usually have an interest in working out once in a while. Do you work out yourself? Because you claim that you're chubby. You claim that you're chubby, and you're saying has to have interest in working out once in a while. Do you work out, brothers? Brothers and I was saying brothers and sisters. Do you work out, my sister? Do you work out yourself? Like I stated before, your preferability factor will increase if you have, lost some weight right there. And of course, it's good that you want an individual who works out. Also, hopefully, you tend to work out in that regard as well. Has to have interest, or has to love music. I think everybody loves music from time to time. So I think that's pretty general right there. You should pretty much define what type of music that you want. Can't be from the Kalinago territory. Oh, no judgment. What? You just judge. It's just like saying you don't want to be materialistic for the vehicle. All right? That is kind of materialism, because of vehicle is the materialism. I understand you might, want to move around sometimes. Maybe you should have your own vehicle, and then that problem of him having his own vehicle will solve. You should say, hopefully you can get your license, But then you come in down and say, can't be from the Kalinagi territory. So suppose the man have all the criteria that you want there. He loves the music. He has an interest in working out once in a while. He is preferably not. He's preferably not fat. He is actually 6 feet. Has his own vehicle. Has self-control. He doesn't have a child. He's employed and so forth and so forth. He has all these things. But then you have the criteria. Can't be from Kalinago territory. Yes, Lord. Yes, sir. And then you put in no judgments, but their hair and skin is simply not what I'm looking. But that girl no easy, no? Sister, you had me with. You had me with sister. I second, but that's not too bad. She have a little, a little working out to do, but she wasn't too bad. But then she come and say, can't be from Kalinago territory. Maybe she checking his dead them labor rights be, so she don't. I just Kalinago territory. I mean, set all labor rights something, but that's crazy. Anyways, she said no judgment, but the hair, Kalinago hair is curly, and their skin is brown. Some of them light skin did, or looking light skin did. It's simply not what I'm looking for. If we are to have a child in the future, wouldn't they be mixed? Usually people like mixed babies. You have the Kalinago and the black. Usually the babies tend to come out much better looking than both Kalinago and black. So if you're black, sister, why on earth would you not want the Kalinago? But you say you can't be from Kalinago territory. Well, that is kind of, racist right there, because the Kalinago people are, but you say can't, maybe if she said can't be from Kalinago territory. What if these individuals are from Kalinago parents but born in Roseau or born in Portsmouth? Huh? What if that? Maybe that's what she's saying. But she's saying can't be from Kalinago territory. Well, that girl no easy, Yes, sir. That is judgment. Even though you say no judgment, that is judgment right there. I'm looking for, and you want to have a youth. Well, you are the age, so. Anyways, she indicated you can't be older than 29 this year. If you're getting 30 this year, please pass this post straight. So she said, if you're above 30, you're not in it. You can't be older than 29. In 2024, if you're 28 getting 29, you make the criteria. But if you above 20, if you're 30 and up, you're not in it. She said, please pass this post straight. Well, she has an age preference. What is the age preference? Does the age matter? Oftentimes they say age is just a number. Well, that can be true on the basis of wisdom, because some older people, they're just as tebe as this teenagers. They just simply tebe. And some of the teenagers, well, not teenagers, but young adults, these folks have a lot of wisdom. Wisdom and so forth and so forth. So is that the case? She said, but I guess she can go below 23 then, because she said you can't be older than 29. So I guess the limit is above 29. So, anyways, to the person who feels I'm speaking to them, please send me a message on Facebook at this person right there. Literally can't wait to meet my person. Well, if the fact that you're putting this out there, let me tell you something. Nothing wrong with putting yourself out there, but the fact that you're putting this out there, I don't think anybody who reads this is going to be like, I think I'm her person, because there's a lot of prejudice I see inside there. There's a lot of what you want. You notice what she wants, she's looking for. She's not even selling herself. Not to say, guys, well, she did sell herself a little bit. She's saying that she has her own job, and which has no benefit to any man at all, because you're saying you have your own job, you're 23, which is young. And that's pretty much it. She says she doesn't need a man. You do need a man. You have your own thing. You have your own job, and that's her qualities that she's putting out there. Yet she have a set of criteria that she's giving without actually giving anything about herself. Why on earth would a man who actually knows himself and values himself then say, you know what, that person seems like somebody I want to be with? It just seems like when you post this stuff out there, it's going to be like, a game. The people who see this post going to message you, knowing this kind of things that you're looking for, might pretend to be these things for a while, because I know fellas tend to do these things. I'm tempted sometimes. You know what girls like and stuff, so you're tempted to just change up for a few months so that she will be into you and all of that stuff, and then after you finish whatever you're doing, you just decide to break. I know fellas are doing these things, you know. They pretending because they know exactly what the girls are looking for. They pretending they know some girls want relationships and all that stuff. So they decide, hey, they're gonna ask to be in relationship, get in a relationship with the person, the girl, pretend so far, and then after they get what they want, they're rolling out. Brothers and sisters, you have to look for principle in people. Principle. It's nice she wants a Christian, she wants a person who is employed, nothing like that. She wants a person who has self-control, has a vehicle that tends to show the person's understanding. But from this post, I'm not seeing anything that anybody will say, hey, okay, let me see if I can get to know her. Usually people always looking for what they want. It's like a simple question I just ask, especially when girls trying to be in relationships and stuff. I just ask them, okay, you want to be in a relationship, why? It always usually on the basis of what they can get, not never what they can give. I've asked some of my friends them that same question right there. They were trying to get in some sort of relationship or something. Why? Always talking about what they can get. Oh, I'll get this and get that. I want some company. I don't want to be myself. I don't want to be lonely. What the blah, 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 blah. They're never looking to say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is a person that I'm interested in. And I think I can add to that person's life. I think I can contribute that way. And you know, it's always about the me. I want me factor, brothers and sisters. Me. So it's always an interesting stuff. This is why I heard my elders, I noticed some people have started saying that thing as well. Oftentimes, people tend to look for what they can get from a relationship, not what they can give to the relationship. This is why if you understand duty in a relationship is all about giving to that relationship, not on the basis of what you can get, because you know what you can contribute to the relationship. That other person knows what they can contribute to that relationship right there. The guy knows what he's contributing. You know what you're contributing. Oftentimes people say, oh, it's me that want things. There's a post that I saw recently. Yes, there's a post that I saw. I was looking at it today. And there was this girl, that guy, she and a guy was together for 3 years, right? 3 years they were together. Then for some reason, I think her friends wanted to go to England and they were going to go to England for six weeks. Now the girl was going to get married, right? She was going to get married to the guy. So before she left to go England, she told the guy that she's going to take a break. They need a break. So obviously, you know what that means. She's going to be forming the royal donkey in England. She's going to go crazy, you know? And she doesn't want to feel guilty for being in a relationship with her fiancé. By the way, guys, with her fiancé. So she told the guy, you know, we're going to take a break. And the guy said didn't have any input. And then she blocked him. She blocked him, brothers and sisters, which is kind of crazy right there. So after the 6 weeks was up, she was coming back. She unblocked him and messaged him and told him what time she's coming back. So she's ready to come back in to the relationship, brothers and sisters, so she can get married and then move in with the brother and all of that stuff. The brother then responds, what does that have to do with me? And Henny blocked her right there. So she wanted to go and live her best life, brothers and sisters. Feel like she has some loser waiting for her back at home. Maybe she's, you know, reached a certain age and, you know, she wanted to go and have a last string out, brothers and sisters. She wanted to go and form the irreversible royal donkey on that man. But the man wasn't a loser. That man wasn't a simp, so to speak. You say true? He tried to call you the day before you left. You blocked the man. And when you coming back after your full-fledged donkey celebrations, you decide you tell the man what time you are arriving back and those kind of things there. Then the man just simply say, what does that have to do with me? And then he blocked her. Kudos to that guy right there. Brothers and sisters, keep in mind, when duty is the reason for a relationship, then you understand why you should come together. This has nothing to do with duty. She just saying what she wants. Nothing wrong with what you want, you know. But I think it'll be better if you put out what you can actually give. And then maybe somebody or some man with their proper thinking head would say, you know what, guys, she can possibly do this and add this to my life. You know, I think that is a person that I might want to get to know a little bit better. And, you know, then the message, because no proper thinking man is going to message you. I'm telling you. No proper thinking man is going to message you. A player might message you. That's all I'm seeing, the player vibes. But no proper thinking man is going to message you, my girl. You should have put out what you are good at, and you are a person that can help people in that regard and all those things there, and find ways that you can contribute, and that will show your duty. As a result of your duty, then somebody who sees this as valuable to them will then take you serious. You're talking about, oh, you want a man with vehicle and he cannot be from Kalinago territory, and that shows the kind of person that you are. It shows. So, yeah. Anyways, brothers and sisters, and has to be a certain height and taller than 3 feet. I think she meant 3 inches taller than her. So, you know, in general, people is about 5. The general men's general height is about 5'8". So I'm 5'11 and a half. So I'm good to go. I remember seeing a list with the height levels, and there's one for women on the width level and this kind of things there. So the women like height, and the men are women look at height and men look at weight, generally speaking, right there. And the criteria obviously is always the same. Women who are generally normal weight usually get the best set of guys, and guys who are generally tall usually get the best set of women. When I look at my criteria, I was smack that in the middle between okay and perfect because it was 5'11" and down, and it was 6 going up. I was smack that in the middle right there. So I'm a legend in that regard. But anyways, I just had to put my few cents out there. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on this? And let me know that in the comment box below. Do you think that she's gonna get the man? Do you think that any one of you guys out there, you know, gonna reach out to her? Would you do that? What are your thoughts, man? These are just my thoughts in that regard. Yeah. Also, where is she from? Did she say where she's from? Anyways, she just says she doesn't want to be dating 5 people at the same time, which is a good thing. She doesn't want to be out there, you know, wasting time talking. But you have to, sometimes you have to do that. You have to talk to people, get to know their principles and this kind of things there. But it's clear your principles are very much shown inside there. But that's just my thoughts, brothers and sisters. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. This is pretty much really else for this Mystelics reaction, guys. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come from. It's about Mystelics, brothers and sisters. Be real. Salute the king.